going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky, I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Hope you guys all had a great day. It's Thursday, Friday Eve, almost through the week. I know I say that I've only been working for this is my day number 2. Yesterday was kind of still an off day. I was so tired yesterday. Anyways, we got some court. You guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. All right, tonight we have all Judge Fleischer and Judge Simpson. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in their courtroom today. Picked out my favorite ones, and yeah, we're going to watch them. They're good. Don't worry. They're good. Okay, we're going to start out with Judge Fleischer, though. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Judge. Hi. Before we get started on Mr. Bookman, just let the court.
Sashina, can you send me the link in Discord? I got to go back and find it. So yeah, I'll play that tonight, or you can just post it here and I'll play it.
You know, I worked on an agreement with the state. This new charge. Let's scoot over a little bit.
Well, I get it, but you know, Mr. Bookman, we have certain standards here. I don't care who you are. I don't care where you come from. We have certain standards, right? And we will hold you to it. I don't care what kind of agreement you have. I expect you to live a certain way when you have an open criminal case. And if you refuse to do that, we have places for you. All I know is that now, from what I understand, he has an open DWI. He's not picked up a new case.
Yes, sir.
So we're going to do probable cause. You're now stand charged with a theft. Right? Yep. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay, look.
Chris Barton. I was waiting for you to show up. Thank you so much for the PayPal. Was it last night or this morning? I don't remember, but thank you so much. It was after my stream last night. I know that, but it was a very generous PayPal. Thank you so much, Chris. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Your Honor. On July 3rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to Neiman Marcus for a theft shoplifting call for service. Officers met the complainant, who is the lead loss prevention team. The complainant stated that the team reviewed the CCTV footage and observed the defendant select 2 pairs of Marc Jacobs sunglasses and hold them in his hand. The defendant then walked around with the sunglasses in his hand, and then he concealed the sunglasses inside his right pocket and started walking away from the area. The defendant made his way towards the cosmetic department and walked through all points of sales without paying for the concealed merchandise. The total value of the sunglasses was $390. The complainant advised that they would like to press charges on the defendant.
Okay. Mr. Bookman, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Hey, Stephen, can you help me out, please? Something that's completely preventable. You, some reason, have to come up and pick up a theft case now. Guess what's happening to your first case? Guess. What's happening to your DWI now? I'm taking you in. You've picked up a new case. What do you want me to do? There has to be consequence to behavior, Mr. Bookman. And the consequence is that your bond gets yanked. And that's it. He goes with you. I mean, you know, at some point, sympathy has to go throughout the window. It's something that's completely preventable, and there's just no excuse. I mean, really, if I allow him to just come out, what happens? I'm enabling him. I'm not going to do that. We have enough drama. I don't need more.
So the court's aware. The agreement we have with the state is for 30 days on the DWI and dismiss the new theft case.
Did they get the property back?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm happy to do whichever you want to do. If you want to do it today, you want to do it tomorrow, but I'm not letting it go. So I'm going to set the bond at 5,002 on the DWI. I will not touch the theft. I'll leave it as is. And you tell me what you want to do.
The only caveat to all this is that he's got kids and he wanted to arrange for transportation for them before he was to go in on the plea agreement. So he asked if he could report and turn himself in next week, which is now, I understand. I told him, I said, I got to run that by the judge. I'm not sure it's going to work
That's cute.
because then you'd have to, let him out and then, okay.
That's
So-
something, and when you go back there, talk to him. That's something that you have to think about before you start looking at Marc Jacob sunglasses and Neiman Marcus. Right. Go to Sunglasses Hut. Go somewhere else, man. It's a lot cheaper there.
There's a lot of cameras.
Or gas station, or don't do it at all.
There
Okay,
you go. That's the best.
right. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thanks.
I'll let you know.
All right, Judge.
All right, that was a fun one to start with. Just go to Sunglass Hut. It's a lot cheaper there. We got some milestones. Colette, thank you so much for the 2 months. Hey, Colin. Hey, Colette. Hope you're having a great night. Thank you so much for the 2 months. And Sashina with the 8 months. Oh, geez, Sashina. Thank you so much, Sashina. I grabbed that song. I will play it in between when I switch from Judge Fleischer to Judge Simpson. I'll play it then. And I'll explain the song a little bit. Also, Wolf. I heard. I think it was Spade. Spade sent me a message saying that Judge was looking for me. I texted him. We talked for a little bit. So all good. I had to explain to him that I've been off for a week. So I can't sit in his chat and, kind of slack off and talk to everybody right now. I'm jumping from court to court to try to get as much content as possible. So after a week off, my court folder is running pretty low. All right. Okay. Yeah. Let's keep going.
Counsel, do you have an argument?
I know you have a,
All right, Judge,
Which one?
page 16, Kabir, Faizan.
And Melissa,
good morning,
good to see
Mr.
you.
Kabir.
Welcome.
Sir, I'm up here. I'm not on the floor. Up more. Look at me. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews of the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, I can't find the case.
Do you need a cause number? 251-8240.
On July 4th at 3:49 a.m., officers observed a vehicle in a moving lane of traffic sitting idle with damage to the front passenger tire. The defendant was sitting in the driver's seat, slumped over and asleep. Officers woke the defendant and he exited the vehicle. He had red, bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and unsteady balance. Standard field sobriety test was conducted, and a 6 of 6 on the HGN, 4 of 8 on the walk and turn, and 0 of 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant refused a breath sample, and blood warrant was obtained and a blood sample was taken.
See if he has any prior DWIs, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on something now, Mr. Kabir?
No, Your Honor. I'm not.
What are you, sir?
26.
What do you do for a living?
I'm the owner of a healthcare consulting firm.
Are we able to go send someone now, Tracy?
No.
Mr. Kabir, if you have a drug or alcohol problem, you better address it. Because if you don't, and I see it becomes an issue, I'm going to address it for you. I promise you're not going to like the way that I do it. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, may I?
Just don't. The only thing I want to impart to you that the drugs and alcohol stop now. I'm making it a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol or any illegal drugs. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. If it becomes a repeated issue, I will put you in a rehab facility. I don't want to have to do that. My only concern is public safety. Do not drive if you don't have a license.
Yeah, that'd be a nice gesture. But what I really want to do is I want to buy him a mouth that doesn't make noise. That's what I want to buy him. That's gonna be the Christmas present I send him this year. Act like we're best friends. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but he needs a mouse that makes no noise. What's up, Rachel?
And don't consume anything. Do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have valid liability insurance? Okay, we're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer.
There is a prior DWI from June of this year in Navarro County.
Okay, I'm ordering you now not to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock. Are you currently on probation or parole or any kind of for a DWI now?
No.
What's the status of that DWI? Do you have an open DWI right now? Okay, I'm now going to put a condition on your bond that you're not allowed to be out past 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you, so I know that you're not out in the middle of the night. Unfortunately, because of the hurricane, we're not allowed to have people tested right now and I think that you're on something now, Mr. Kabir.
I have bipolar and schizoaffective disorder. I have bipolar and.
Then alcohol is not helping the issue, Mr. Kabir. It's only going to exacerbate anything. No more. Do you understand?
Your Honor, at this time, I'm not on any substances. I take multiple medications for my mental health issues, but I'm not on any unlawful or illegal substances. I'm only on prescribed medications.
Okay.
All right. I need a show of hands. Who believes him? Who believes him? I think he got really lucky that he can't get tested right now. I really do. Now, I don't know. I'm not sitting there. Judge asked. He even said, I think you're on something right now. He lucked out. I think he's on something too. If his medications are that strong and make him that loopy, he shouldn't be driving. Especially shouldn't be drinking. Judge was right on that.
No more alcohol. Do you understand?
Yes.
No smoking marijuana. If I test you for marijuana, are you going to test positive? Okay. Don't. So GPS with a 9 p.m. curfew for now, until we know that he's not out and about in the middle of the night. I'm going to have you now go to the court. We're going to have you sign a reset. After that, I will have you take your seat in the jury box, and then we'll be back with you shortly, Mr. Kabir.
All right, Judge.
Goodbye.
All right, Lone Wolf. Yeah, you just gave me a massive flashback to when I was, I don't know, elementary school. Maybe it was middle school. I don't know. To Kill a Mockingbird. Who here remembers that book? I remember specifically that the judge in the To Kill a Mockingbird book, I don't remember the judge's name, but he used to always chew on a cigar. That was a big thing on about him that the author kept telling us. This is what he does. He chews on a cigar. He doesn't light it. He just chews on it. And I always thought that was gross. But yeah, thank you for reminding me of that, Lone Wolf. Judge Fleischer, good to see you, bud. Good to see you. And yes, I am okay. Thank you for checking on me. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. Also, retired Rachel, thank you so much for the $5 super sticker. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right. Now we fast forwarded, I don't know, about an hour, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter. I don't really remember. I was fast forwarding the docket. So this is this guy coming back up.
Hi, Amy.
Page 16. Up here. Put it in the box.
Why would happen?
You try to walk you out of the courtroom.
Really?
When I told him, hold off, and he still wanted to walk away, so I put him back in the back. Let me answer the phone, I'll bring him out.
Judge, on what? The last paragraph doesn't sound right. You put prohibited to find job. He's not allowed to work. It's already, oh no, it's already for judge.
What about,
Step all the way up.
Say that again?
It says on the bond conditions on the order, it says defendant is prohibited from the following.
On Williams?
On White, it's another defendant.
Oh, what's the last name on the other one?
White.
I'm looking at them.
Wait, it's another judge. Okay. Yeah. Is that right? It's already for judge.
I only have one thing in ready to judge. Oh, now it just popped up. Okay, how's this? I put defendant must find full-time employment. Why are you trying to leave?
Sir, I was not trying to leave. I just need to use the restroom, so I wanted to request and ask the officer. I didn't want to disturb you while you were in the middle of session.
Right, don't disturb me, and you just can't walk out. You have to ask for permission. When you walk out, we issue warrants. Do you understand?
I wasn't looking to walk out whatsoever.
Okay, so tell me, you said
All right, I'm going to say this real quick. I believe him. He did the right thing. He didn't interrupt the judge while he was in the middle of his docket. But you got to flag down somebody else. You got to. You can't just get up and leave. That is not going to go well. Remember, was it last week or the week before when the guy did try to get up and just walk out? Yeah, he got taken into custody real quick.
you own a business. What do you do exactly?
We help treatment centers, or we specialize in bringing in new patients into healthcare treatment centers, specifically alcohol and opioid addiction treatment centers.
You have a monthly income from this.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much money do you make a month?
Well, right now, the business is still in a growth stage, so we revenue, but I don't take personal income. I take a small amount of personal income, so you can say $2,000 to $3,000 per month as of current.
Okay, I'm going to say this real quick. I know I'm pausing this a lot, but as a business owner, now I understand you're building a business and you don't want to take income from the business. You want to keep it growing, but you can't. He should know the answer to that question. That should be very easy for him to ramble off. So I'm a little worried for the future of his business. Let's just say that.
You live.
At my parents' house.
Yet you drive a BMW.
Yes, Your Honor. The revenues of the business are over that amount.
Okay, so you need a lawyer to represent you in this. And it would behoove you to get one really, really quick, because one of the conditions on your other DWI is don't get in trouble and probably not to consume alcohol. Once this other jurisdiction learns of your new DWI, they're probably going to issue another warrant for your arrest. So you need a lawyer to represent you, and quick. So we're going to let you go today. And I'm telling you, no alcohol.
Yes, Your Honor.
You have an interlock that you're going to, within 3 days, you must get an interlock on your car. If I find that you have not put an interlock on your car, I'm going to put you in jail. And I'm going to tell you, with 2 open DWIs, I usually put bonds at around 25,000 in that time. So beware, you're skirting extremely thin ice at this point. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I will contact the interlock immediately. I have the information for it, but I don't know exactly the date that they'll be able to install it.
You must get it done within 3 days.
What if the company's not available to do it within those 3 days?
Well, then come back and let us know. Okay, but I'm not going to entertain any excuses. You also need a lawyer to represent you. So get on that as well. As soon as you leave here, start researching that as well. This can impact your license, so a lawyer can help you with that as well. No alcohol. Do you understand? Okay, all right. So if you want to go ahead and do the THA. All right,
And so he's getting an interlock? Jeremy White?
correct. 3 days.
Well, Judge, he has to go to 49 for inspection for the GPS
That's okay.
and redo it now.
That, please.
Monday at 10:30.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's gonna be able to. So,
It's got to be a way, but he has 2 open DWIs.
I think it's a
You know,
change.
it's a, it's a,
Can you sign the interlock?
All right, yeah, that guy was on something. I hope it's his medication, but if it is, he needs to get that reduced because he was loopy. He really was. But again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I wasn't there. Don't really want to judge the guy, based on what could or couldn't be. Anyways, I think this is the last Judge Fleischer clip I have. I know Sashina just asked. I believe this is the last one because I think I had about 25 minutes of Judge Fleischer and 30 minutes of Judge Simpson. I think that's how the breakdown went.
No, time
you, Jeremy White. Mr. White, you're charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and any use of the state of Texas. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
On July 3rd, 2024, officers were dispatched to a Circle K gas station in Harris County, Texas, in reference to a disturbance with a weapon. The complaining witness stated that the defendant has come into the Circle K before with large knives and caused disturbances with customers and was previously told verbally that he is trespassing and not allowed on the property anymore. The complaining witness stated that on the date of the incident, the defendant came into the store and began cursing and disturbing customers and also grabbed a soda and began to drink it without paying for it. The complaining witness told the defendant to leave the property or else he would call the police. The complaining witness saw the defendant with a knife on his hip and did not get close to the defendant, fearing for his safety, and called the police. The defendant then turned aggressive and told the complainant several times that if he comes outside, he will hurt him and kill him. The defendant walked outside of the business and the complainant followed, making sure the defendant left the property. The complainant stated that the defendant would once again state, "I will kill you," just several feet away from him. The complainant stated he wants to press charges because he fears for his safety.
Got it. Mr. White, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. What do you do for a living? Why not? Why not? When is the last time you had a full-time job? Don't go back to this place. Do you understand? Okay, I see this look of bewilderment. Let me be perfectly clear with you. You go back to this place, guess what's going to happen? Take a guess, Mr. White. Right. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't have anyone to bond you out, what's going to happen? You'll be stuck like Chuck. You are out now because we gave you a free bond. You're not going to get another one. The only thing I want in this life are my streets to be safe, and I'm going to do everything in my power to protect them. You understand? And if that means locking you up, I'm okay with it. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of any weapons. I'm going to have to state right now, reach out to the people at Circle K and let them know that we've got an eye on you. You go back to this place or you have a weapon. That's it. I will revoke your bond, make it 5 to 10,000. And if you don't have anyone else to pony up that money for you, you will be stuck like Chuck until who knows when. Because I'm going to tell you now, it takes at least 9 months just to get a 911 call. What? That's okay. That's why we have trials. There's always two sides to the story. And I'm happy to wait and I'm happy to set your case for trial. The only thing I'm telling you is that you do anything to violate these conditions, you will wait in custody until we do have a trial. And that's it. All I'm asking you to do is stay away from this place and don't have weapons. I'm not asking you to split the atom. Do you understand? Now, it's also time for you to get a full-time job. You have too much time on your hands and it's become self-destructive. If I test you right now, what am I going to test positive for? You know, don't play Helen Keller. What are you going to test positive for? Don't use any dope because I'm going to test you. You test positive for any kind of dope or alcohol, likewise, I'm going to keep you. Do you mind, Ms. Garza, reaching out to the people at Circle K later on today to let them know that the bond condition is that he's not to go within 200 feet of the location? If he does, reach out to you guys and let me know, please.
All right. The Helen Keller joke just reminded me of a really bad Helen Keller joke. So I got to share it with you guys. I got to. How did Helen Keller's parents punish her? They moved the furniture around. I know. Bad. All right, let's finish this one up.
What we're going to do now is I'm going to give you a lawyer and I'm going to set your case from 2 weeks from today. And I want to see what you've done to get a job. I want you to put some applications in and I want to see what you've done. Do you understand? Okay. Don't even. I'm going to have you go to Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset and then I'm going to have you take a seat in the jury box and we'll go from there. I will have you talk to a lawyer today. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. Do you understand? Okay, come on.
All right. I think that's the last Judge Fleischer. I'm just going to play yep, we're going to Judge Simpson. All right. I promised Sashina that I would play her song that she made for Heather and I. So I'm going to do that. Now, yeah, I know, guys, that was a bad joke. It was bad. It's bad. All right. I gotta remember how to share my screen. So let's do this. Okay, here we go. This is a song that Sashina made for Heather, my beautiful girlfriend. And yeah, we're going to check it out. I told her I would play it last week or on Monday, and then I ended up canceling the stream. So yeah, we're going to play it tonight. All right, grab your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax. Let's hear some music.
Covering court, Colin infinitely, not Cromwell. Covering court, interviewing judges, looking to learn, lawyering. Colin, not Cromwell. Supplying court junkies, start compiling, creating, converting court cases, supplying our need. Covering court, interviewing the judges, interpreting the intricacies of law. Colin's first lady, beautiful and sweet. Gosh, she's so lucky for all of Colin's followers. She is such a treat. Colin, definitely not Cromwell. Covering court, interviewing judges, looking to learn, lawyering. Colin, not Cromwell. Supplying court junkies by compiling, creating, converting court cases, supplying our need. covering court, interviewing the judges, interpreting the intricacies of law. Colin's first lady, beautiful and sweet. Gosh, she's so lucky for all of Colin's followers. She is such a treat. Colin's first lady, beautiful and sweet. Gosh, she's so lucky for all of Colin's followers. She is such a treat. She is such a treat. Covering court, interviewing the judges, interpreting the intricacies of law. Colin's first lady, beautiful and sweet. Gosh, he's so lucky for all of Colin's followers. She is such a treat. Colin's first lady, beautiful and sweet. Gosh, he's so lucky for all of Colin's followers. She is such a treat. 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 Covering court, interviewing the judges, interpreting the intricacies of law. Colin's first lady, beautiful and sweet. Gosh, she's so lucky for all of Colin's followers. She is such a treat. Colin's first lady, beautiful and sweet. Gosh, she's so lucky for all of Colin's followers. She is such a treat. She is such a treat. Colin's first lady, beautiful and sweet. Gosh, she's so.
All right. If you guys want to finish the rest of the song, the link is somewhere. But Sashina made that for Heather and myself. So yeah, thank you so much, Sashina. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. All right, now back to court. Did somebody? Did we get the viewers just popped up? Yeah, I was just gonna check. Did I get rated? Biggin. I imagine that's what happened. Oh, I need to stop sharing. There we go. All right, Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it, buddy. I was hanging out. I was hanging out in your chat for a while, listening while I was getting set up. But yeah, you had a great stream tonight, buddy. I appreciate it. And again, thank you for the raid. Okay, back to court. For everyone that just jumped in, we just spent about a half hour with Judge Fleischer, who is in the chat. Hi, Judge Fleischer. And we're going to Judge Simpson, who's not in the chat, but hi, Judge Simpson. Okay, let's go.
That's called the case of the people versus Darian Crispo. Darian Crystal. There he is. Go ahead, sir.
David I. Goldstein, appearing on behalf of the defendant.
All right. What are we doing on this case?
Going to be setting it for an exam, Your Honor.
All discovery is complete.
Yes, Your Honor.
People have their witnesses available on the 23rd.
Your Honor, I'm going to be out of the country out of the state on the 23rd. I'm available the 30th or the first week in August, either one.
People have their witnesses available on the 30th.
July.
Yes.
He does the bond violation.
Yes, ma'am. I do see it.
Which judge is that on the 30th, Your Honor? Do you know?
I'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. Your Honor, I am aware of the A bond violation. I did discuss it with the tether agent. When the court's ready.
Yes, that song was courtesy of Sashina, and I was the way I share my screen, I wasn't looking at chat, and now that I came back, she wasn't even here. She wanted me to play it when she was here, and I played it. I told her I was going to play it in between Judge Fleischer and Judge Simpson, but yeah, she left. So when she pops back in, let me know. 'Cause now I feel bad.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm aware that there was a violation, alleged violation, that he was in the exclusion zone. In that situation, Your Honor, my client contacted me, said he wanted to get some property from the location where he was excluded. I told him he could do a civil standby. Civil standby. He did contact the police. He went to a location, waiting for the police to arrive. And before the police arrived, the tether people apparently violated him.
Well, there's that issue, but then I also have that his tether strap was cut.
It wasn't cut, Your Honor. It was damaged. He had the tether on when the agents arrived, and it was replaced, and he still has it on.
But it was split from the bottom. Why was that?
He was doing something with his pants, Your Honor, and may have accidentally done it, but it was not intentional. In fact, and as I said, he was on when they got there.
I get that, but what could he have been doing with his pants that caused the tether strap to split?
I was trying to cut a hole around it for more comfort on my ankle, and I accidentally
Cut a hole around what?
my pants. Put a hole in my pants so I can get like more comfort.
He was trying to cut around the tether.
Trying to cut around it, but now I just put my pants through it instead of going over it. And I accidentally cut the tether on accident when I was cutting a hole in my pants, trying to cut around it. This part.
All right, just look at the look on Judge Schultz's face right now. He's just, what? I've heard everything. I've heard everything. You were trying to make it more comfortable with your pants, so you were trying to cut your pants, and you accidentally cut your tether strap. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And this is Goldstein, I believe, MB. I don't think Goldstein has upset Judge Simpson. I don't know. Maybe this isn't Goldstein. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. But yeah, I may have missed it though. I've been off for a week. All right. Before I play any further, you can look at Judge Simpson's confused face. Tumble Dry Low. Thank you so much. I love the name. Thank you for becoming a new member. That's awesome. Welcome to the family. Thank you so much. Also, Rachel, thank you so much for the PayPal. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You guys are both awesome. And right at the right time, just love the song. Wow, Big Five. Member for 5 months. Thank you so much. Nan, my favorite, not a number. I know that's not what your name means, but you know the joke. Okay. You guys are awesome. Let's keep going.
It wasn't like I was trying to cut it off or nothing. It wasn't that.
You were trying to cut a hole around the tether and you cut the strap.
Well, it didn't. Well, Your Honor, you say cut. There was damage to the strap, but it wasn't cut.
All right. Did you see Zach? Guy in the bottom right. He had to turn his camera away. He could not stop laughing. He's like, nope, my face is not going to be a part of this. Too late, buddy. We already saw it.
Off.
Okay, if you want to play word games, I'll play word games. I'm looking at the report. It was split from the bottom, so it was cut.
Yes.
It wasn't cut off. I get it. Or it didn't come off of his leg. I'm just trying to figure out how you cut the strap when trying to cut a hole in your pants.
I went too deep. Now I'm holding my pants over it. It went too deep. I'll cut a hole around it.
You're cutting with a knife?
Yeah, I used a knife to cut a hole in my pants. I wasn't trying to cut it off though. That was not my intention.
Any response from the people?
Well, I mean, I'm obviously concerned, and then he went past the victim's residence twice. I understand that saying it's because he wanted to get a civil standby, but he should work that out first in contact with the tether agency before he did that. I mean, this is a domestic violence case. We had requested a $50,000 bond to begin with. We were denied that at the original arraignment. So there's concerns with the tampering of the tether and also its whereabouts.
Well, is there an indication that the civil?
Oh, and the guy on the bottom right is a known court person as well. He's made his rounds. The last time he was in Judge Washington's court that I covered, he was in a hotel room saying that he couldn't pay for testing, but he was in a I don't know. He couldn't get it was weird. He couldn't make it to court. They GPS what court he was in or what hotel he was in, found out where it was. And then someone kept talking to him and he's like, no one's talking to me, no one's here. But he was clearly talking to someone during the hearing. But yeah, that's the guy in the bottom right. He's got some wild stories too. But yeah, Denali, I think, said it. Yeah, I kind of believe his story. If he did it with a knife, he didn't cut the tether strap off. He didn't remove it. If you were going to remove it, you were going to remove it. You're not going to partially cut it. So I do believe that. It's just a wild story. Come on, why are you cutting your pants?
So standby was called for?
Yes.
I don't have any of the information.
We can get that from the police department, Your Honor. Which one?
Yes.
Who did he call?
Uh,
The sheriff's department?
Sheriff's Department. And it was Ann Arbor, though.
Pardon?
It was Ann Arbor. I called Ann Arbor.
Which department did you call?
The sheriff's. The non-emergency line.
Okay, the Ann Arbor Police and the Sheriff's Department are two different agencies.
It was the police, though.
The Ann Arbor Police?
Yes.
So you called the Ann Arbor Police Department? got a
Yes,
civil
before I
standby.
left. Before I came out here, I did that.
What?
Yes, before I left out from my house, I did call. I made that call before I left. And they told me to just give them a call when I get to Ann Arbor.
It comes from Flint, Your Honor.
Yes, I don't stay out there.
No, I think I'm pausing it too much, so you guys are missing what's going on. He had a tether violation that had nothing to do with trying to cut it off. He went to the house in his no-go zone. I don't know if they say it's his girlfriend or I don't know, ex-girl. I don't know who he's supposed to stay away from, but he had a vicinity violation. So that's what the prosecutor just brought up. Now the defendant is saying, no, I had a police standby. I was told I could have one, and that's what he's saying, but there's no record of it. So yeah. All right. Let's keep going.
And did you call them?
Yes.
What date?
Whatever the date of the violation is. It all happened in one day.
So the tether cut was on the 28th at 1:34 a.m. Then the next day on the 29th at 7:30, they received a call that the defendant was in the exclusion zone, the monitoring center. The defendant drove through the exclusion zone, passing the victim's residence twice. Once the defendant became stationary, they contacted Washington County Metro Dispatch and they arrested him.
Now, Your Honor, I realize there's an exclusion.
No, hold it. I get that, but if he's got a civil standby and he's telling me he called the county, the moment Metro Dispatch is called, they're going to know that he's there. I need proof that there was a call for a civil standby because my problem right now is I've got what appears to be a tether tamper on the 28th, and then I have him in the zone on the 29th.
With the tether on, Your Honor.
Yes.
Okay, I'm still not understanding this whole knife thing, but he's in the exclusion zone and I don't have proof of a civil standby, because that usually will appear very quickly. There would not be a violation filed.
Your Honor,
So I'll tell you what, I'll pass the matter. You guys need to get over to the sheriff's department, get that information on the civil standby, and I'll call it back up. But if I don't have proof of the civil standby, then we're gonna have a problem.
All right, thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Noah Williams.
All right. No, this isn't over yet. This isn't over yet. Let's see. Allie, thank you so much for the 3 months. Holy 3 months. Thank you so much, Allie. I appreciate it. C Dumps. It's good to see you, C Dumps. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the 5 months. That's awesome. And Shelly with the $2 super sticker. Thank you so much, Shelly. I appreciate it. Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
We're ready in the Cincinnati on Lauren Brown, and they're appearing on behalf of Mr. Noah Williams. All right. Today's
Bottom
the date
right.
and time set.
Look at bottom right.
The last report we have is that evaluation is still in progress. Not have an updated report at this time.
And that was the June 7th.
That's right.
Indicating, yeah, that's the last I had. All right.
3 weeks.
Well, they're delayed. I was trying to push these out a month and then move them up if we get it.
Okay.
So I think what I'll do is I'll go to August 5th.
Happy birthday, Kimmy. Kimby. I'm gonna say Kimby. Happy birthday. I hope you're having a great day. That is awesome. Thank you for hanging out with us on your birthday.
It's actually,
Oh, it's not the 15th.
no, it's
The
the
13th.
13th.
Okay, August 13th. That's a Tuesday, but it's August 13th, 2024, 9 a.m. And then if we get it earlier, we'll move the hearing date
Thank you.
to another day. All right. Bond continue. Thank you.
And Your Honor, for the record, I always wear bell bottoms with my tethers.
What did you say?
I was always wear bell bottoms with my tethers.
Yeah. Maybe you should publish that so that others understand that. I don't know how you do that and not cut your leg, but I don't know.
Yeah. Guy in the bottom right could not take it anymore. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take the tether story. He couldn't take it. Oh, it's good. Lauren Brown, downtown Lauren Brown coming in with the win. All right, we're gonna finish up his case. Let me catch up real quick. Nixter, thank you so much for the 5 months, and Nixter gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much, Nixter. I appreciate it. Congratulations on the milestone, and thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it, and welcome to all the 5 new members. You're awesome, man. Okay, let's finish this guy up.
Court calls the case People versus Darian Crystal. Recall.
Mr. Blanche here on the people.
I do apologize, Your Honor. Do you need interpretation for
I'm
this case?
sorry, Maggie. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you for using our services. No problem. Have a good day.
Had to turn it off.
Sorry, take care.
Click, go back to.
Yeah, his light's on.
Yeah, I know where, this, okay, hang on. There we go.
How many people does it take to turn off a light on the phone?
Okay,
3.
thanks, man.
Okay.
David I. Goldstein appearing on behalf of the defendant. Your Honor, in the interim, my client showed me on his phone log, confirming that on the June 29th at 2:20 p.m., he did make a call to the Ann Arbor Police Department. He called them this morning. They gave him oral confirmation that the call was received. He has now put in a FOIA request. They won't give him a written confirmation without a FOIA request, and he did file the FOIA request this morning. But I can show the court on his phone where in the call log where that call was made.
Okay. You're wanting to set for exam.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I will set it for a preliminary exam. With regard to the bond violations, I'll let the court handle any potential bond violations. He's got a new thing on the tether, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you get all of your property or whatever you were looking for that date? So there's no reason whatsoever for you to be back in that area?
No.
Preliminary examination will be set
30th, 2024, 9 a.m. before
Rush hour.
Judge Freshour.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This time bond will continue. That's that. He's going into a breakout room with him.
All right. Whether or not you guys believe his story or not, you guys said I was gullible. I don't. Maybe he was trying to loosen the tether. I don't know. But he didn't remove it. I still believe if he wanted to remove it, he could have, and he didn't. But he's not going to jail. We did not get a Mr. Allen. But I don't know if it's this next one. We're going to get a couple Mr. Allens tonight. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to keep you guys hanging.
Court calls case People versus Devin Schiller.
Michigan option for the people.
Kenneth Overwater, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Schiller, who approaches and stands to my right. Mr. Schiller, would you state your name for the record?
Devin Matthew Schiller.
Okay, what are we doing?
Your Honor, I'd be asking to adjourn the probable cause conference. There is a bond violation that I assume the court has seen.
Yes.
So I did speak with my client regarding that. I did indicate to me that he did have a relapse a few weeks ago. He has begun going to, is it Narcotics Anonymous, NA meetings?
They're technically A, but it's kind of like a mixed group.
Right. So he's going to meetings. He's been to, I think, 7 meetings in the last about 10 days. He did provide me with some sign-in sheets to verify some of the later meetings. Additionally, it looks like Community Corrections has referred him to outpatient. He has an intake for that on July 15th, which he will be attending. He continues to test, knowing that those levels are going to reduce, but they will eventually be testing.
Well, I don't have levels. And I mean, I have 3 consecutive tests of fentanyl.
I read on.
When did you start this programming that you kind of created for yourself?
So he started attending the AANA meetings in late June after he had his relapse. He had thought that this was something he could manage kind of on his own.
All right. The attorney making it sound like, this was a long time ago. He started this in late June. Yeah, that was less than 2 weeks ago. Just saying.
And
well,
then he
we're
has
going to have to
realized,
find something, Mr. Allen. We're going to have to find something else.
Judge, I'm going to ask the court to consider adjourning this and give him an opportunity to stay on the path that he's on. He has a referral for outpatient, which is not something that he was doing, and that was the recommendation of Community Corrections. If he's taken into custody today, that's going to derail the treatment plan that he has in place, and it's only going to delay
it to the extent it's a treatment plan. I mean, what it is it's his notion of what to do. But I've got 3 consecutive testing of.
Your Honor, may I say something?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Okay.
All right, Your Honor, he was at one point a high user. In that instance, it takes time for the levels to reduce. For the levels to reduce. We don't know what the levels actually are, but the report indicates that those can be sent out for testing to determine that the levels are in fact reducing.
If I look at this testing, I don't think he's ever stopped.
I have.
Because the first test, since this case anyway, because the first test, he is an unable or refuse. There's no test. And then 3.
Sir, please. Every time you open your pie hole, you get it worse trouble. So stay the course, will you?
Testing positive for fentanyl.
And Judge, he reports the last time he used was in late June. Those numbers are reducing. If the court will allow him, there are going to be negative tests coming. He has an intake for outpatient treatment at Community Corrections.
Fentanyl won't stay in his system that long. That means he's continuing to use.
I promise you, it will be negative next week. When you're a chronic user, I read online that it can stay in your system for up to 4 weeks. I haven't been using in multiple weeks.
Somebody needs to come back with a plan for his release, but he's going in right now. You're not going to have three tests coming back.
The
that.
levels are gone.
You can argue with me if you want. Bonds revoked. Defendants remanded. I'll set it over to next week, the 18th, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So I don't have no one. I have no one.
That was a woman that just.
Who was that? Get security down here and find out who the heck that was, because they're not gonna walk out of my court that way. Who, did you see who just came out of the courtroom, Joe?
I did not. I was in the conference room.
Okay.
Black.
It's a woman in a black t-shirt. If she was down in courtroom C, I want her brought back. Court's gonna stand in recess.
Woo! Judge slammed the file folder down. I'm gonna guess that was maybe dude's girlfriend. I don't know, sister maybe. But she stormed out of there, pushed those doors open really hard. Yeah, disrespectful. She didn't come back. I combed through it. It's possible I could have missed it. I don't think I did. We don't hear what happened. She may have gotten to her car really quickly. The courthouse is pretty big, and the exit she would have to go back through security. But yeah, it would only take about 30 seconds to get out of the courthouse. All right, but yeah, I have no update on what happened to her. Anyways, let's keep going. Am I caught up? Peeps, I got you. Thank you so much for the super chat. You don't need to super chat me that. And then you texted me. I'll get you the mail and address. I will send it to you right after my stream's over. You know what? I won't even wait till then. I'll send it now. Thank you so much for the super chat to remind me of something that I should have done a long time ago. All right, let's go.
Good.
Court calls case People versus Kirby Snyder.
Andrew Childers appearing on behalf of people.
Oh, he's back.
Jake Lazar on behalf of Kirby Snyder.
Hold on. Where's your supervising attorney?
In her office. Try to just do the whole rule thing again.
What the heck?
I thought I heard you say earlier I didn't need to do it.
Did I ask that? Oh, lo and behold, she decides to mosey in. She's here. Go ahead, counsel. Go ahead.
So
you have no idea what just happened, do you?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No.
I don't want to hear that again.
Okay.
I mean, I don't need to.
Oh, sweet. We're on the same page. All right. I'll be.
You're not even in my book. All right, but go ahead.
All right, Your Honor. I'd ask for an adjournment in this matter. Considering my client told me she's in the hospital, and we've requested documentation of her being at the hospital, but have not received it.
How do you know she's in the hospital?
We don't specifically request the documentation, but have not received it.
Who contacted you?
Please contact us. Yes.
It's like a little parrot. I have a violation report, though. Are you aware of that?
Yes. And I will say,
okay.
My client, earlier in the year, she voluntarily admitted herself into rehab and completed 80 days.
Yeah, he absolutely does. He absolutely loves messing with the students. It's funny. It's usually funny. It always starts where you're going to school, and you better not say Michigan State. Better not say Michigan State. If you do go to Michigan State and you're in front of them, I would just say the other school. I go to the other school, and then he'll laugh and move on. Hopefully, probably not though.
So that shows that she may be compliant for future community corrections testing.
When did she go into the hospital?
Good question.
Did she tell you that?
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking is because she was ordered on 7/1 to go to community corrections within 24 hours. So she should have been there by 7:02. I'm now at 7:11. She's not reported to community corrections. You're indicating she's indicating to you she's in the hospital. But even before going into the hospital, it seems she hasn't reported to community corrections.
Yes.
And although she called, you don't have any documentation.
No, currently waiting on that.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $25,000. Cash surety. That warrant will issue immediately, but I will look at setting it aside if information is provided regarding the defendant's hospitalization, as well as some reason why she didn't appear at community corrections.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before you were here, Miss Anderson, I asked him where his supervisor was. He very dismissively said, "I don't need her." I'm just telling you what he did. I'm just saying what he did. I
heard him. He threw his.
hear it. Okay, yeah, okay. All right, good. We're all on the same. Court calls the.
Oh, I didn't have a little next case clip in there. But it is kind of what he did. He did kind of say, "I don't need her." It's like, "Oh, she's in her office. I got this." You know, those weren't his words, but he kind of did seem a little cocky. Not a bad thing. He was confident up there. Didn't have the answers, but yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go. You guys are awesome.
Court calls case of the people versus Thomas Hornberger.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Ellman with and on behalf of Mr. Hornberger.
Your name, sir?
Thomas Hornberger.
Right.
Your Honor, today's date and time set for PCC. I would at this time like to set this matter for an exam.
I would set it for an exam, except that your client hasn't been tested.
I understand, Your Honor, and I am in receipt of the bond violation report.
Why hasn't he been testing, Mr. Allen?
Your Honor, he missed one test, the first test on the day that we had court due to his misunderstanding of what time court was. And after that, Your Honor, I don't have a.
That's Natalie Pate, the PD you're talking about. I don't know. Was that his attorney? I don't remember. I know he hired his own counsel after his first appearance, but I don't know. Was it Natalie Pate? I don't remember.
Good answer.
Well, just so that we're clear on the bond violation, on the June 12th, he did take a test, tested positive for cocaine, fentanyl, and THC. And then the next 3 successive tests, he missed.
And my understanding, Your Honor, is that he thought after missing one test that because that was a violation that he did not need to test further. I've advised him that that was a mistake. He wishes a further opportunity to test on this matter.
You wanted to set for a preliminary examination?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is all discovery complete?
Yes, Your Honor.
People have their witnesses available the 23rd?
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination in person, July 23rd, 2024. 9 a.m. That's before Judge Washington. You can't just decide you're going to test, not test, do whatever, and particularly have a dirty test and then miss all of the other tests. At this point, defendant's bond is revoked, defendant's remand. Go with my bailiff, sir.
Come see you soon, Mr. Hornberg. Have a good day, Your Honor.
You do the same. Court calls the case, People versus Kanasia Johnson Jackson.
All right, we're moving into the last case of the evening. This one's kind of fun. Not funny, but just kind of, it's interesting. You guys are awesome, though. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. This one is a little bit longer. We still have about 15 minutes of video left. But yeah, Harlem Globetrotter. He was tall. And Mr. Allen is probably 6'5", 6'6". I'm 6'3", and he was taller than me by a couple inches. So, yeah. That guy had a few inches on Mr. Allen. Okay, anyways, let's keep going. And I don't know why he was wearing his best red coat. It was, that's that red velvet coat that you guys talk about for Judge Fleischer. Judge Fleischer, if you're still here, rewind it. See if you like that coat, because people in chat were wanting to buy you a red velvet coat, and I think that guy was wearing the coat. I think he was. That one's not going to fit you though. Just saying. Okay, let's go.
Robert Mullen on behalf of the defendant, Your Honor.
Your name? Yeah.
Kanasia Johnson Jackson.
All right. And this is actually, I think, a time for a PCC and your motion to withdraw.
Yes, sir.
All right. Go ahead with your motion to withdraw.
Your Honor, I put most of the important facts that I think that are necessary. If the court wants details, I'm more than happy. But I believe based on the rules, if I have a financial hardship and continue.
Thank you so much, peeps. So this is the third time now I've seen this, and every single time, like Johnson Jackson, that is just such a weird. Weird is not the right word, because I don't want to sound like I'm making fun of her name. But Johnson Jackson is kind of a mouthful to say. It really is. Okay. I just had to pause it because, peeps, you nailed it. I've been thinking that.
Continued representation, the court would take that as a reason for withdrawal. But more importantly, if I can withdraw at a time which will not create any kind of substantial hardship on behalf of the defendant, and I think that would be the case here. We do have all the discovery that we think we're entitled to at this time, but we have not had a preliminary exam. And I don't believe that any of my clients' rights have been prejudiced.
And Ms. Johnson Jackson, anything you want to say regarding Mr. Mullen's motion to withdraw?
Yes, I don't agree with it.
Pardon?
I don't agree with it.
Okay, what don't you agree with?
Based off the that was provided to me in reference to, can I see your paper?
Absolutely.
The one that's under.
Oh.
It's in there, like, way down. The email that you sent me this morning.
You want the motion? You want didn't you read me something?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the email that was.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So this morning, the email that was sent, which is what I'm about to read, it says the defense counsel appear on behalf of the defendant with the understanding that defendant will be remitting forthwith to defendant counsel a retainer payment as agreed upon by defense counsel and defendant. The second one was defendant subsequently failed to remit said retainer payment, nor has defendant indicated when the retainer will be paid. 1 second. The third one is an attorney may withdraw if his client fails substantially to fulfill an obligation to the lawyer regarding the lawyer services and has given reasonable warning that the lawyer will withdraw unless the obligation is fulfilled. So in reference to all that.
No, you haven't paid him. You hired an attorney and you haven't paid him. So I'm guessing that she was on some kind of structured deal to pay his retainer. That has to be tough for an attorney. I mean, you start putting work in the case and you don't get paid. You know, I struggled finding an attorney for my divorce because of the retainer fee, but you know, I did it, and it's just it sucked. But the attorney that I wanted wouldn't even partially take my case, even though I had half the retainer. It's like, nope, no work until the whole thing's paid. And I understood that. Yeah, that has to be hard. It has to be hard.
Yeah. In reference to all that stated, the retainer, so him and I, it seems like there is confusion between him and I in reference to the retainer fee and just like the distance of my case. Does that make sense?
No,
So I don't agree. So what he's doing is a motion, right?
it's a motion to withdraw as your counsel.
Right. So I don't agree with the motion to withdraw in reference to this is my probable cause hearing, right?
Well, it is a probable cause hearing, yes.
Right. So, okay, so I have a question. So with him withdrawing as my counsel, are we still doing this today or is that postponed?
If he withdraws, okay, ma'am. So I have to make a determination as to whether or not there are grounds to withdraw.
Understood.
As I'm looking at it. So I asked, Mr. Mullen stated his position. I have the motion in front of me, and I'm asking what your position on this motion to withdraw is.
Oh, I absolutely disagree. And to my understanding, it seems like most of like videos and just maybe more statements have been given to my defense, but to my understanding, that is the discovery, but I don't know anything about it because him and I haven't spoke about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but no, she asked a good question. She asked a good question. Judge Simpson could have answered that question. He could have, and it was a good question. If I agreed to let him withdraw, because obviously I haven't paid him, are we still going forward today? He could have answered that. He could have been like, no, I'm going to, screen you for a public defender, and they're going to ask for more time, most likely. He could have answered that. That's not legal advice. At least to my knowledge, it's not legal advice. And each and everything, yeah, you did miss Judge Fleischer. He was at the beginning of the video. I played 3 or 4 clips from him today. He was also in the chat for a little bit, but I think he may have left. Judge Fleischer, reached here to say hi. Each and everything is looking for you. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, it could, yes.
Okay.
So, ma'am, let me just ask you this. His basis of withdrawing is that you were supposed to, you had certain financial obligations. It's indicating that you haven't fulfilled those. I don't need to know what those specific terms are because it's not relevant to at least the court's determination at this point. Are you indicating to me that you did fulfill those obligations? And therefore, okay, but fully fulfill those obligations?
I haven't fully fulfilled obligations, but I have put money in his hand. So that's why, yes.
Okay.
Jenna, may I respond just, or do you want me to just be quiet?
Go ahead.
Yeah, she's right. She's paid me some money, of course. But the reality of it is it's less than a third of what the retainer understanding was in agreement for this case. In addition to that, I haven't paid anything in almost 3 months. There's been no efforts to pay me. I've had multiple meetings. I had a meeting on the 26th of June specifically to make this a focus. I don't like talking about money. I'd rather work as a lawyer and do the work on the case and have those meetings. But as you know, it becomes a conflict of interest when you're not being paid. This is a capital case. She's entitled to substantial work on this case as it being a capital case. And when I'm not getting paid, I don't know how I'll be able to do it. This is not like an OWI where even if I'm not getting paid, I could probably suffer through it and it wouldn't damage my practice or my mental health. This would be maybe a little more of a different of a situation. But to say that she hasn't paid me any money,
I don't think that you said that.
I just want to make it clear she has, but she has not even come.
That's not what I got from this. I get it. So, ma'am, are you telling me? I understand that you've paid part of what's there.
Yes.
Okay. But you haven't paid what the entire amount agreed upon was.
You said what the entire amount?
What the entire amount? You haven't paid that.
I haven't paid the entire amount.
Okay. So are you telling me that you're going to?
What I'm saying is there has been some confusion in reference to the amounts. There has been efforts, multiple efforts to make payment, and I have made payment. I have not made the entire amount. But
So let me just ask you this. As to the entire amount that was requested to obtain of the retention, why hasn't the full amount been paid?
because there was confusion on the full amount.
Your Honor,
I don't know what that means.
Miss Johnson Jackson wrote me out a payment schedule. This was her schedule. It wasn't my proposed schedule. She wrote me out a payment schedule and provided it to me and has not even lived up to that. And like I said, less than a third of the retainer in the case. And just so this court knows why I'm a little nervous on top of it is, and I explained this to her, I have a bifurcated billing system. Part of it's a retainer, that's a flat fee. The other part is an hourly when we get into motions and trial. And the fact that we're having such an issue with just the base retainer, I'm nervous. We go further in this case. We get into trial, we're going to have an hourly bill that's going to be accumulating, and I don't have confidence in that bill being paid timely. So hence the motion.
Ma'am, is he right? You laid out an agreement that you were going to pay?
We did have an agreement.
Ma'am, can I ask you why you just don't answer my question?
Because
I think my questions are rather simple. Mr. Mullins has indicated you laid out a payment schedule to him. Is that right?
yes, but it wasn't the total amount being asked. The payment plan that was laid out was not the total amount that is requested. And so when I understand when I say that there is confusion in reference to it, usually, for instance, people will sign a retainer fee with the lawyer, and that didn't happen. So once again, I did give him money to counsel me. But as far as the total amount, it wasn't.
Then ma'am, explain to me something.
All right. We don't really know what the case is. This is a motion. The attorney put out a motion to the court to withdraw as counsel. So this is a motion hearing. No idea what the case is. They said it's a capital case. Yeah, that I imagine that means serious. I honestly don't know, because when I think of capital, I think of, yeah, she seriously hurt somebody. But she's out, so she's not in jail. So that I have a lot of questions in my head. I really do. Probably should have researched that before I went live with this. Anyways, isn't that special? Thank you so much for the 5 months. Good to see you. Good to see you. And I don't care that you're late. I just care that you're here. So thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. It's always good to see you. Okay. We're almost finished with this one. Linda, thank you so much. Member for 5 months. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate it. It's good to see you as well. Okay. Let's go.
If you haven't done that part, why shouldn't I grant his motion and just let him withdraw?
Because this is the probable cause hearing.
Because what?
It's the probable cause hearing.
Okay, and I give you another probable cause hearing. You won't be in any worse position.
Wixom, yes and no. Judge Simpson will handle it until the actual trial. He will do the probable cause and some exams on cases that he moves to circuit court. So he does do them. He just doesn't handle the actual trials of them. So yeah, again, not really sure what she's charged with. But the attorney said it's a capital case. The defendant didn't. Judge Simpson didn't. The attorney did. So that's all I know.
Okay,
because that's his obligation. His obligation is not to put you in a worse position when he goes to withdraw. And so that you understand what Mr. Mullen is really saying, and maybe he says just more fancy way than I would. He doesn't want to get to the point where either you're not paying him or something else happens in the case, and then he's either stuck because he can't have you in a safe spot, or he just has to try to get out to save himself, and you're going to be in a worse spot.
I understand.
So can you tell me a reason why I shouldn't let him out?
So I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So let's say that you ruled that he in his favor. So I would be given a.
Ma'am, let me stop. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Okay? And that way we can just put this to an end. I'm going to grant his motion to withdraw. I get it. I think you're a little bit worried that you're going to be left out there on your own. Here's PCC and whatever. Doesn't work that way here. So I'm going to grant Mr. Mullen's motion. Mr. Mullen is withdrawn from the case and further discharge of any obligation of this client or the court on this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This now becomes a public defender case. You're represented by the public defender at this juncture, okay? That way you still have counsel, very capable counsel to represent you.
Technically, yeah. He filed an appearance on her behalf. The court has to give their permission for the attorney to withdraw. Now, if Judge Simpson said, no, you can't withdraw, the attorney could appeal it, and it's like, I'm not getting paid. I'm not a public defender. I need to get paid. I'm going to assume that would have a little backlash on Judge Simpson. If it was, he's not getting paid and that's the sole reason, which it is, then I think that it would be okay. I think that's pretty good grounds to withdraw. But yeah, we don't see that very often. I've seen it once in Judge Stevens' courtroom, but yeah, that doesn't happen very often. Generally, people that retain attorneys pay the retainer. Yeah. At least at the district court level, we don't see that. Maybe when the hourly rate comes in that the attorney was talking about, we would see that more. But that would be more of a bill at the end, I would think. You pay the retainer and then you get a bill at the end. I don't know. Anyways, all right. This is just about over. There's about a minute, maybe 2 minutes left. I'm going to let this video play out. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, everybody. Thank you all for the super chats, the membership milestones, the gifted memberships, and the PayPals. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out. Again, Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. You're probably either passed out or eating supper right now. But thank you so much, Biggin, for the raid. And Judge Fleischer, thank you for coming out and hanging out with us for a little bit. All right. That's all I got. So I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night. Until next time. Bye.
Better.
Thank you, Your Honor. First Assistant Public Defender Colin Anderson with and on behalf of Ms. Johnson Jackson. Your Honor, I asked for a couple weeks adjournment for us to get discovery and speak with her about the case.
All right. Probable cause conference in this matter will be adjourned to July 25th, 2024 at 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. Okay? Ms. Johnson Jackson, you understand?
Yes.
Okay, so you've got counsel now. They'll get the discovery. They'll be able to go through it with you and pace through it. It doesn't mean if you want to hire another attorney or somebody else, you can still do that. But you've got very, very capable, extraordinary counsel to represent you. So
I understand.
okay. And so bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Mr. Hill. I thought that was it.
We're ready. Oh. We've been ready for the last half. And then the judge came charging out the bench. All right.